Sponsored by rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. rxcardclub.com. Red blood cell RBC test: high versus low normal ranges. The red blood cell RBC count is a test that measures the number of oxygen-carrying blood cells in your blood. An abnormal RBC test result is often the first sign of an illness. The test requires a simple blood sample. /R/N/R/N. A high RBC test result may mean that you have a condition that's preventing you from getting enough oxygen, like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. A low RBC test may be caused by an infection, a thyroid condition, or a medical condition related to anemia. /R/N/R/N Verywell Health /R/N/R/N. An RBC count is the number of red blood cells per a particular volume of blood. It may be reported in millions of cells per microliter, mCA, of blood, or in trillions of cells per liter, L, of blood. /R/N/R/N. The normal RBC count, also known as the reference range, varies by sex and age. /R/N/R/N. Anything above or below these RBC levels may point to a condition. However, keep in mind that other factors can influence normal results. /R/N/R/N. If you live in a high-altitude city like Denver, for example, your blood count will be different than those of people who live in low-altitude areas like the Gulf Coast. For this reason, the ranges cannot be considered hard and fast values but just reference points. /R/N/R/N test for red blood cell, RBC, count is often part of a complete blood count, CBC, test. In addition to RBCs, this test measures :R/N/R/N. It's common to take up to a few days before your provider receives the results and shares them with you. /R/N/R/N. A high red blood cell count is called erythrocytosis. It can lead to symptoms of an enlarged spleen, blood clots, and other impacts. Symptoms that can occur with high RBC levels can depend on the cause and include /R/N/R/N. High RBC levels can be due to either a primary cause, a condition, or a secondary one such as a medication or co-occurring disease that is preventing the body from receiving enough oxygen. Some of these causes include /R/N/R/N. In other cases, factors like high altitude, smoking, or carbon monoxide poisoning may be the cause. /R/N/R/N. Cancers associated with high RBC results include /R/N/R/N. Treatment of an abnormal RBC count is typically focused on addressing the underlying condition. These treatments will vary widely depending on the cause, but there are steps you can take to improve your RBC count. If you need to lower your RBC count, you can. /R/N/R/N. A low RBC count shows there is a decrease in oxygen-carrying cells in the blood. This is calledanemia. A low RBC count can indicate a serious problem, but not always. /R/N/R/N. Anemia caused by low red blood cell counts can cause fatigue. Other symptoms include /R/N/R/N. If left untreated, anemia can lead to life-threatening complications. Various infections, nutritional deficiencies, and medical conditions may cause anemia. Some of these include /R/N/R/N. A low RBC count isn't always serious. For example, your RBC count may be low if you are pregnant or menstruating, or if you aren't getting enough iron in your diet. If you do have a low RBC count, however, you may need tests to rule out more serious causes. /R/N/R/N. Certain people may be more likely to experience low RBC levels, including /R/N/R/N. You may be able to increase a low RBC count by /R/N/R/N. It's important to treat any underlying conditions that contribute to the anemia. For example, take your thyroid medications as prescribed if you have thyroid problems. /R/N/R/NA red blood cell count is used to measure the number of oxygen-carrying red blood cells in your body. When you have a high blood count or a low blood count, it's a sign that you may be sick. /R/N/R/N There are several types of RBC disorders, though, and a range of causes that lead to symptoms. Anemia due to leukemia is treated differently than iron deficiency, and a COPD-related high RBC count is treated differently than one caused by a congenital condition. Your healthcare provider will monitor your RBC count and treat any underlying causes. /R/N/R/N, rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 80% on prescription drugs.